How many AI apps do you actually have on your phone right now? For most of us, it's one, maybe two, and we're barely using what's available. So I went ahead and tested over 30 AI applications this year to find the ones that are actually worth keeping. And these 7 changed how I use my phone every day. I'm going to show you each one and exactly what it does so you can download them today. The first app on this list is one that barely anyone knows about, and it saved me more time than any other app I downloaded this year. Otter AI transcribes your meetings in real time and gives you a summary with action items at the end, which means you never have to take notes again. It integrates with Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and Zoom, and once you connect it, Otter automatically joins your meeting and starts transcribing. It identifies who's speaking, timestamps everything, and at the end of the meeting, it generates a summary with the key points and any action items that were discussed. The free tier gives you 300 minutes per month with a 30-minute cap per conversation, which is enough for a few short meetings a week. Pro at $8.33 a month bumps that to 1,200 minutes with 90-minute conversations, and Business at $19.99 per user gives you unlimited meeting transcription. The 30-minute cap on the free tier is the biggest limitation. If your meetings regularly run longer than that, you'll need Pro, but for quick stand-ups, one-on-ones, and short client calls, the free version is surprisingly useful. I use it on every call I take, and the part that saves the most time isn't even the transcription itself, it's the auto-generated summary. Instead of spending 10 minutes after a meeting writing up what was discussed, Otter hands me a summary I can forward to the team in 30 seconds. Otter captures what happens in your meetings, but there's a gap it doesn't cover, which is everything you need to find out before and after those meetings. And by the way, I put together a free cheat sheet with all 7 apps, the pricing breakdowns, and the exact use cases that make each one worth keeping. You can grab it in the description below. The next app doesn't sound that exciting at first, but it's probably one of the apps I use the most now because of how much time it saves. Perplexity replaced how I search for things on my phone entirely. It's a research tool that gives you answers with sources attached. So instead of scrolling through 10 blue links trying to find the one that actually answers your question, you get a direct answer with the citations right there so you can verify it yourself. The free tier covers most of what you'd need day to day. You type a question, Perplexity pulls from multiple sources, summarizes the answer, and links to where it found every claim. If you want to go deeper, Pro Mode at $17 a month gives you access to stronger models and a deeper sourcing from Perplexity Index that pulls together a comprehensive breakdown on complex topics. I use it for everything from quick product comparisons to checking whether something I read online is actually accurate. And the mobile app is fast enough that it's replaced Google as my default search on my phone. The reason it works better than just asking ChatGPT is that Perplexity is built for research specifically. It searches the web in real time, cites its sources, and structures the answer so you can follow the reasoning. ChatGPT is better for generating content, but for finding accurate information quickly, Perplexity is the better tool on mobile. Perplexity finds the information you need, but the next app improves something you do on your phone even more often than searching. This is the app I forget is running until I type on someone else's phone and notice the difference immediately. Grammarly isn't a standalone app you open. It's a keyboard replacement, which means it works inside every text field on your phone. Email, Slack, Google Docs, Figma, Safari, everywhere you type. Once you install the Grammarly keyboard and enable it in your settings, it's always there. It catches grammar mistakes in real time, suggests clearer phrasing, and adjusts tone depending on whether you're writing to a friend or a client. The free version covers the basics, and Pro adds full sentence rewrites, tone adjustments, and unlimited personalized suggestions so you can make your writing sound clearer and more confident in one click. The thing that makes Grammarly different from using Claude or ChatGPT for writing is that there's no copy-paste involved. You don't have to leave the app you're in, open a chatbot, paste your text, get corrections, and paste it back. Grammarly just fixes things as you type, right inside whatever app you're already using. I didn't think I needed this until I installed it, and now typing without it feels like driving without autocorrect. You notice every bump you used to ignore. Grammarly improves what you write, but the next 2 apps change how you consume content entirely, starting with one that turns anything you'd normally read into something you can listen to instead. This app turned my commute into the most productive part of my day. 11 Reader takes any article, PDF, ebook, or web link and turns it into audio that sounds like a human narrator, not a robot reading a teleprompter. You paste a link, upload a PDF, or drop in any text, and within seconds you're listening to it in a voice that's natural enough to forget it's AI. It has over 1,000 voices in 32 languages, adjustable playback speed from 0.7 times to 4 times, offline listening so you can download content for flights or areas with no signal, and text highlighting that follows along as it reads so you can switch between listening and reading. The free plan lets you get started without paying anything, and the quality of the voices is what sets it apart from every other text-to-speech app I've tried. There's no comparison between 11 Reader and the default read aloud feature on your phone. The voices have inflection, pacing, and tone that make long-form content listenable for hours. I use it for articles I've saved but never had time to read, research papers I need to get through, and long email threads I'd rather listen to while walking than sit at my desk reading. 11 Reader turns text into audio, but the next app does something similar with a different twist. It turns entire documents into conversations. Notebook LM is the app that made me stop dreading long documents. You upload a PDF, a Google Doc, a YouTube link, or even a website, and Notebook LM lets you ask questions about it like you're chatting with someone who's already read the whole thing. It pulls answers directly from the content you uploaded, so the responses are grounded in your actual documents instead of general knowledge. But the feature that makes it stand out is Audio Overview. You click one button and Notebook LM generates a podcast-style conversation between two AI hosts who walk through your document, discuss the key points, and highlight the things that matter most. I uploaded a 50-page strategy document last week and got a 2-minute audio summary brief and a 20-minute podcast-style discussion that covered every major insight. Instead of spending an hour reading through it, I listened to the overview on my commute and came into the meeting already prepared. It's completely free, and it has a dedicated app on both iPhone and Android, so the whole thing runs smoothly on mobile. The combination of 11 Reader for articles and Notebook LM for documents means almost nothing requires me to sit down and read anymore, and that freed up more time than any other change I've made to my phone this year. Between 11 Reader and Notebook LM, reading is basically optional now, but there's one type of content that neither of them can help with, and it's the one that takes the most time on your phone. CapCut is the video editor that made me stop transferring files to my laptop. It runs entirely on your phone, and it has AI features built into every part of the editing process. Auto captions that are accurate enough to publish without editing, one-tap background removal, AI-generated effects, voice enhancement that cleans up audio recorded in noisy environments, and smart cuts that remove silences and filler words automatically. The free version covers the basics, with no watermark on exports, 1 GB of storage, limited free assets, and basic AI tools. The Pro version unlocks the full toolkit with premium assets, more cloud storage, advanced AI features, and priority support. The reason CapCut is on this list instead of any other video editor is that the AI features actually work well on mobile. A lot of apps promise AI video editing, but the results look cheap or the processing takes forever on a phone. CapCut's auto captions are fast and accurate, the background removal is clean, and the whole editing process feels like it was designed for a phone screen instead of ported from a desktop app. The Smart Cut feature alone saves me 10 minutes per video because it automatically detects and removes dead air, long pauses, and filler words, so I don't have to scrub through the timeline cutting them manually. I edit short-form content entirely on CapCut now, and the time from recording to finished video went from 45 minutes on my laptop to about 15 minutes on my phone. CapCut covers video, but the last app on this list changes how you interact with AI entirely, because it's the first one where you don't type at all. Gemini Live is Google's voice AI, and it's the closest thing to having a conversation with your phone that actually feels natural. You talk to it the same way you talk to a person, and unlike older voice assistants, you can interrupt it mid-sentence, change topics, go off on a tangent, and come back, and it keeps up with all of it. There's no waiting for it to finish before you can speak, and no rigid command structure. On Android, Gemini replaces Google Assistant entirely and integrates at the system level, which means it can read what's on your screen, interact with Google Apps, and take actions based on context you don't have to explain. On iOS, it's available through the Gemini app and works well, though without the deep system integration that Android gets. I use it for two things more than anything else: talking through problems out loud when I'm walking, and planning my day hands-free while I'm getting ready in the morning. It sounds simple, but having a voice AI that actually follows natural conversation without breaking means I use it for things I'd never bother typing out. I've also used it to prep for meetings by talking through my talking points out loud and having Gemini push back on weak arguments, which is a use case I didn't expect to work as well as it does. The quality of the voice responses is good enough that extended conversations don't feel awkward, which is the bar that older voice assistants never cleared. And because it's free on both platforms, there's no reason not to try it even if you're skeptical about voice AI. And the one thing all 7 of these apps have in common is that you're paying someone else for AI features you could build yourself. So if you want to see how, I made a full breakdown on building your own AI tools from scratch right here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.